What up, YouTubers? What up? What up? What up? I'm back. Hopefully, this microphone's working. I just plugged in my Focusrite, trying to get it right, and got some exciting news cracking. So I want to jump right in. After I pull it back up. Yeah, the report is in, man. Brad Garden House about 4 hours ago dropped some jewels, and the quarter 2 2019 XRP market reports is in. And I'm gonna just comb through it a little bit to give you my take on what this means for XRP holders, hodlers, and the whole XRP Ripple community moving forward. Just read a little bit of the beginning. It says Ripple publishes the quarterly XRP market reports to provide regular updates on the state of the market, including quarterly programmatic and institutional strategies and sales, relevant XRP related announcements such as Xspring and RippleNet partnerships, and commentary on previous quarter market developments. They also go on to say, as an owner of XRP, Ripple believes in proactive transparency and in being a responsible stakeholder. Ripple urges others in the industry to follow its lead to build trust, foster open communication, and raise the bar. So this is the part that, everyone's excited about, is this change in volume benchmark. You can read the entire thing on ripple.com or just go to Brad Garlinghouse's Twitter feed, and it should be one of the most recent things that was posted up there. I'm just going to go through it a little bit and we can have some fun with it. In June 2019, Ripple shared that the company's sales of XRP in quarter 2 of 2019 would be lower as a percentage of reported volume than in previous quarters, due to the concerns about misreported, falsified, and inflated reported trade volumes. So CoinMarketCap has been under scrutiny because they're reporting certain market caps for XRP, and that may not be very active. And so Ripple wanted to take a stance to say, we understand that there's differences in market cap volume that different exchanges report, or that different reporting websites report, and so we are going to direct you to one that we find to be the most accurate. Ripple worked with trusted partners to evaluate new sources of legitimate trading volume. After evaluation, Ripple decided Crypto Compare's top-tier CCTT, the exchanges rated AA, A, and B by its exchange benchmark, offer a more complete look on the quality, regulatory environment, management, and structure of exchanges that filter out a majority of unverified volumes. So in a nutshell, they're going to use Crypto Compare's market cap as opposed to whatever else is out there. Let me skim through this because I want to get to the point where everyone is excited about quarter 2 highlights. Overall market capitalization of digital assets sharply increased in quarter 2. Ripple sold 251.51 million XRP in quarter 2 and is substantially reducing future sales of XRP. Given the concerns about overstated market trading volumes, Crypto Compare will be Ripple's primary benchmark for XRP market volume going forward. You heard it yourself. 3 billion XRP were released out of cryptographic escrow, 2.10 billion returned to escrow. XRP is now listed on over 130 exchanges worldwide, and they have a little graph to show what happened in quarter 1 of 2019 and what happened in quarter 2 of 2019. It shows the global XRP volumes for quarter 1 of 2019 and the global XRP volumes for quarter 2. Here's where it gets exciting. I know I said that earlier, but just brace yourself. Quarter 2 and future XRP sales. In Q2 2019, XRP sold 106.87 million XRP in institutional direct sales and 144.64 million in programmatic sales. In total, the company sold, like we said, 251.51 million XRP in Q2. Given the reports of inflated volumes, which Ripple took seriously, the company temporarily paused programmatic sales and placed limits on institutional sales to evaluate the problem in early Q2. Ripple later resumed XRP sales at a rate that was 50% lower versus previous guidance at 10 basis points of CoinMarketCap's reported volumes. The future sales, Ripple plans to take a more conservative approach, pull back on XRP sales in Q3. As noted, the company switched benchmarks to CCTT and will target programmatic sales at 10 basis points of CCTT reported volume. So that's all I'm going to read, I think. And, you can come up with your own conclusion on what was stated. What I gathered from it was that XRP is going to obviously be more conservative in their sales, not as much with over-the-counter sales as is talked about in the next part of what I'll get into. But they're going to be more conservative. Supply and demand is still the law of finance. So the more the supply is out there, the less the demand. The less of the supply that's out there, it's in higher demand. So what does that do for XRP as a whole? Should make the value go up. Ripple as a investor, as they worded in XRP, should want the value to go higher, just as any hodlers do, or anyone who's invested early on in XRP wants to return on their investment, a good ROI. I'll go back into reading because I kind of jumped ahead a little bit before what was stated next, but that's what live is about. So institutional versus programmatic sales, institutional OTC sales. Ripple's long-term view is that efficient, liquid XRP markets should resemble the traditional FX markets, foreign exchange markets, given XRP's use case of global value transfer. That's very important. It's a bridge asset. As a large portion of foreign exchange trading occurs on the OTC market, OTC means over the counter, in 2017, Ripple began providing through XRP2, a licensed subsidiary, over-the-counter purchases of XRP to meet institutional demand, the demand of banks and other institutions that are very interested in cross-border payments, speeding up their cross-border payment times, and having a bridge currency to be able to do so or increase liquidity. Damn, I'm getting good at this jargon because I'm around it so much now. OTC purchases of XRP to meet institutional demand at a time when XRP USD liquidity was limited. Since then, XRP listings increased as Ripple has partnered with the top digital asset brokers, which is a key, and used inventory to serve as a backstop for XRP liquidity. That's also a key. This allows these over-the-counter liquidity providers the ability to source XRP, even when institutional quantities of XRP were difficult to access across exchanges. So when the rest of us were buying up, or the rest of you guys were buying up XRP, and say a big institution wanted to go in and buy a lot and it wasn't available to them, then these over-the-counter exchanges or digital asset exchange companies would have a certain amount of XRP in liquidity that made it easy for any institution to buy a larger amount of XRP at whatever rate that was. We really don't know unless you're an institution how much they were selling it to them for, but let's say they were selling it maybe a few pennies less or at the same amount as us. Now they're starting to pull back off of over-the-counter sales. as is being stated in the next line. Ripple decided to pull back from providing XRP over the counter at scale toward the end of Q2 in light of the over-the-counter desk ability to source institutional demand for XRP in the open markets. Going forward, Ripple plans to focus institutional sales on markets where the on-exchange liquidity for XRP is insufficient to meet institutional demand. So let me read that again. It kind of confused me too, but let's read it together. Going forward, Ripple plans to focus institutional sales on markets where the on-exchange liquidity for XRP is insufficient to meet institutional demand. So it's kind of what I said. Sometimes I have to break these things down. When you go on an exchange and there's not enough because XRP hodlers are, in FOMO mode and they're just buying it up, and a larger institution wants X amount and they can't get X amount because that exchange isn't holding it, then XRP will focus institutional sales on those areas, whether it be out of this country, whether it be in the country, in markets to where it's harder for institutions to get as much XRP as they may want or need at the time. I think I'll end it there. I think it's an exciting time for all digital assets. I just wanted to touch on this because this news came out today for you XRP maximalists out there, you XRP hodlers, you XRP army members, you XRP community. You guys are kind of like the Beyonce beehive. As always, go to bankkup.com for your cryptocurrency news. That's bankkup.com. Also leave some XRP in the tip bot for BankKup on my Twitter handle. That's BankKupXRP. Also get you some nice BankKup gear on bankkup.com. And you can follow me on IG at BankKupXRP or on my verified account, which is Lix the Six Toy. That's LIXTHESIXTOY. And just stay connected, man. It's an exciting time for digital assets. Libra coins on the way. Rolls eyes. Bitcoin and Bitcoin SV is doing some new protocol stuff today. Well, Bitcoin SV is, but Bitcoin is still the talk of the town. Ethereum is trying to work out some kinks. So it's an exciting time to be in the crypto sphere. I am Nudi Blockchain. Sorry if I didn't announce myself earlier. You should already know. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. I'm not a financial expert. This is for entertainment purposes only. So do your own due diligence, do your own research, and together we will be racing Lambos after you guys get rich and, of course, buy me a Lambo. Groovin'.